morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, April the 21st. Good to have you with us. We have two interesting ladies with us today, and they're really very special young ladies who are trying to make a mark in Central Missouri and for our country. I want to introduce you to Charis Chan. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
Charis Chan, you're here to tell us about a freedom walk.
Yes.
And Nguyen. You put together a film called For You,
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct.
This is all in conjunction with the Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition. And we have had Nanette Ward on this program many times talking about a real situation that we have, not just in our country, but here in Central Missouri. There have been many reports of human trafficking. And what I have learned in talking with Nanette is the fact our proximity to the Interstate 70, it can be a hotbed for human trafficking. But Charis, you were here to tell us about a freedom walk.
That's
What
right.
is that?
Well, Freedom Walk is a 5K walk and run. On April 30th, we get together in Bethel Park to raise awareness and funds to fight against human trafficking.
Yeah. So you're going to raise funds.
Yes.
And you're going to raise awareness.
Yes.
I know you are not part of the Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition, but you know a little bit about this. How big of a problem, in your eyes, do you feel that we have?
So I think, as many of us know, that human trafficking right now is considered to be the modern day slavery. People are exploited and trafficked for sexual reasons and non-sexual reasons, so regular labors. And for Columbia being an intersection of 63 and 70, we receive so much traffic, we receive so many people. It brings up the problem just that much more.
Right. And it can be difficult to know if someone that you are dealing with is being trafficked as a human being. I know Nanette many times has given some of the warning signs to look for, and that is if somebody doesn't want to make eye contact with you, or if it seems that they are under the control of another person who is with them. Those are two red flags to look out for.
Right.
But then, Kat, your film that you have put together, tell me about that.
Yes, so For You is a short film that deals with a very nuanced, subtle situation that is considered sex trafficking. It is a fictional film, but the story I decided to tell is one that is not often shown in media. It doesn't have to deal with kidnapping or heavy drug use. It's sort of a story about a young woman who lives with her boyfriend, and she's very dependent on him. And so in order to save up and to start a new life, she allows him to solicit his friends and other men for her to sleep with in exchange for money to be her savings, you know. And so
her boyfriend is picking
Yes.
other men for her to be with.
And so the title comes from that idea that we are doing all of this for you. And so it's a lot of emotional manipulation that comes into play. It's a very nuanced situation, and it actually shines light on this new concept that's come up, which is intimate partner trafficking. And it's an intersection between sex trafficking and domestic violence or domestic abuse, because it could also be emotional abuse. And so,
But now, wait, let me stop you here one
Sure,
minute. The
sure.
film is fictional,
Correct.
But what you're telling me is, if I'm understanding you right, even though the film is fictional, this actually does happen.
This happens, and it was shot here in Columbia, and that is done purposely because I wanted to show that this happens in our backyard. This happens in any town, and I wrote the script after many years of speaking with Nanette, speaking with other survivors of trafficking, and collecting these stories and hearing that they were from Missouri, they were from Arizona, they were from all these different states and all these small towns, and they were trafficked by boyfriends and by family members.
By their boyfriends and their family members.
Correct. This happens. And it's taken some time to actually identify these stories. It's an issue that even law enforcement, medical professionals are needing to catch up and have the correct training to identify these issues. And so I think that's one of the pillars of the Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition's call to action is
Now,
getting
this
the
is the
word out.
first time, and I guess I'm very naive on this, but it's the first time I've heard of this particular type of human trafficking. And you're telling me that this is happening here in Central Missouri also?
Yes, it does happen. And there are survivors who have told their stories. And yeah, it's oftentimes it happens with family members or
So,
intimate partners.
The film for you, where are you running this?
So we actually have a few events coming up. One that we're very excited about, partnering with Nanette Ward and the Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition. We'll be having a screening and discussion at the Crossing Church on March 2nd. It's on a Tuesday at 6:30 p.m.
When is it? March 2nd is
March
over.
2nd. Oh, sorry, May 2nd.
May 2nd, okay.
My apologies.
On May 2nd.
May 2nd.
At the Crossing Church.
Correct.
May 2nd at what time?
6:30 p.m.
At 6:30 p.m. So, Nanette Ward from Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking will be there. You're going to be screening that film.
Yes.
Everybody is invited to attend.
Yes, it is an event for the entire community. Anybody can come. We will be having open donations to further the outreach of the film and also to aid the coalition and survivors.
Okay,
and such.
that should be very eye-opening. And don't forget, the Freedom Walk is again when?
April 30th in Bethel Park. Anybody is welcome to come, and all the donations would go to organizations like Free International, Project Rescue, and for the first year, we're actually partnering with For Colombia as a movement to promote this cause.
Okay, that will be April 30th at what time?
2 p.m. if you are.
Is that a weekend?
It's a Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon,
That's right.
April 30th at Bethel Park,
That's
2
right.
p.m., 5K walk, and how long would you say?
However long it takes you to walk or run the 5K.
Okay, all right, and you can make a donation and people are...
That's right.
All right.
Sign up at c2church.com/freedom.
Thank you so much for coming by. Ladies, it was a pleasure visiting with you, and you opened up my eyes to something I did not realize. Okay? Tomorrow, on Monday, MU Theater, and we'll find about a pet mobility program. Our program directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute, Audio Pat Akers, KBIA, our floor director, Lowell Thomas, and our assistant producer, Uncle James Mouser. Bye-bye.